Hello, and thank you for checking out this bite-sized episode of the Positive Golf Mindset. These are going to be much smaller, much more ad hoc episodes. My name's Matt, if you haven't seen me before, and I'll be answering some of your specific questions and queries and pointing you towards improvement in your game and in your life. So I received a message from Andy Warren on LinkedIn, and it said, "My biggest challenge is getting a decent shot off the first tee. Any tips on how to approach this?" Thank you for your question, Andy. Complete openness, Andy and I used to work together. We've played together a couple of times, and I understand this question, and it's not unique to Andy. So I thought I'd bring it to the podcast because I think it'll be useful for lots of you to hear. Some of what I'm about to talk about will be mindset, obviously, because that's what this podcast is all about. But some of it will also be practical. In reality, that is what golf is all about, as we know. Certainly the best players out there know and work on both their mechanical selves, their bodies, and their minds. You know, they know that their minds control everything their bodies do and everything their minds think. So it's a vital part of their development. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is warming up. Now, this is prior, obviously, to getting on that first tee. But warming up, stretching, getting your body ready for the game is really important. If you have the time to hit a couple of balls on the range, perhaps, that is helpful. But at the very least, do a bit of stretching at the boot of your car if you have to. Anything to get that body a little bit warmer. And then, I always tell my clients this, spend a bit of time hitting a couple of chips and a couple of putts. Now, a couple of chips at least will get you used to actually physically hitting the ball. And a few putts will get you used to the speed of the greens. Oh. So it's a good way to start and a good way to prep your body if you don't have a huge amount of time. And then off to the first tee you go. Stick to or create, if you haven't got one, a solid, simple pre-shot routine. This is not just for the first tee. This is for every single shot on the course, but it's vital for the first tee. And I'll be talking about pre-shot routines in a lot more detail in future podcasts. But for the moment, a couple of pointers to get you started. Tee position. Now, I see lots of people who approach any tee, not just the first tee, but approach a tee, whack a tee in the ground, put a ball in it and smash it. And that's fine. But this is the only opportunity you get to choose where you want your ball to lie on the entire hole. Think of it that way. So choose a position on that tee box that feels right. Don't just whack it in the ground and go. Think about your shot shape. But more importantly, and I think this is vital, think about the position on that tee box that just feels right to you. The bit that's not too blocked out, the bit that gives you a good view of the fairway or the good view of where you want to go. The second thing is club selection. Don't just automatically go for the driver. It might well be that the club you want to take on that first hole is the driver. If so, happy days. But forget about distance only on that first hole and think a bit more about what you're most comfortable with. The club that gives you the best feeling, the one you trust the most. The third thing is visualizing the shot. Now, we should be doing this on every shot as well, but again, on the first tee, it's vital. What's the perfect shot? Really see it. Watch it, believe it, picture it. You know, think about a previous great shot that you've hit in your head. How did that feel? The thing you don't want to do is ponder and worry about the idea of hitting a bad one. Don't tell yourself to miss the bunker or I must miss the water. Don't speak to yourself in negative terms. Tell yourself to hit the fairway. Keep your mind in the positive. You've hit a good one before. Imagine how that felt and do it again. The practice swing. I see a lot of players just kind of swish the club around a little bit and then just whack it and then wonder why they've kind of shanked it or topped it or whatever. A couple of swishes are fine, but also hit a couple of practice swings where you actually imagine impacting the ball and really accelerate through it. The word here is commit through the shot. That will get your brain ready for impact, for when you're actually going to hit the tee shot shortly. Now, also, all of this, I'm spending a bit of time on this, but all of this will obviously be taking place in about the space of around 10 seconds, if that. So you've done all that stuff, and then when you're ready, really simple stuff, this one, deep breath, stay grounded, you're confident that you've chosen the right club, that you're ready to go, and simply commit to the shot. And one that is my personal favourite, the one I sign off all of my podcasts with, that I talk about fairly extensively on my website, and that I often post bits and bobs about, is enjoy it, laugh, smile, have fun while you're playing this, what is basically a game. And that's it for the moment. There's plenty more that I could talk about, including, staying in the moment, getting into flow state. That's an interesting topic. And I can also give you some exercises to help control your thoughts and that sort of thing. But hopefully that's given you something to think about. We are at the start of January right now, which is why I'm sitting in my dining room and not on the golf course. So it's a great time to work on your mindset, think about your shot routine, get prepared for the spring, and impressing your mates with your improvement when you get back out on the course. If you have a question or topic you're keen for me to cover, then I'd love to hear from you. You can find all my stuff in the link in the bio. And if you're keen to learn how my exciting one-to-one coaching can help you reach your potential, then jump onto mattstilwellcoaching.com. In the meantime, thank you for watching and listening. Play well, be happy, and enjoy your golf.